the realm of global news, Africa has long suffered from a skewed representation. Far too often, headlines about the continent are dominated by stories of violence, disease, or political turmoil. This prevailing narrative is not a reflection of the diverse and multifaceted reality of Africa, but rather a product of the Western media's tendency to perpetuate negative stereotypes. In this video, we delve into the adverse portrayal of Africa in Western media and shed light on how these portrayals shape public perception. We believe they don't want you to know this, and it's high time we uncover the hidden truths about Africa that often go unnoticed amidst the sensationalism. Africa, the cradle of civilization. Before delving into the negative portrayals, it's crucial to acknowledge Africa's monumental contributions to human history. Many of the foundations of modern knowledge and culture trace their roots to Africa. Ancient Kemet, known as Egypt today, was a beacon of intellectual and cultural innovation. It served as the cradle for mathematics, science, astrology, architecture, medicine, arts, language, metaphysics, religion, and spirituality. Without the intellectual gifts of ancient Kemet, human progress would have been significantly delayed. Even today, the legacy of ancient Kemet echoes through our society. Mathematics, science, and medicine continue to build upon the pioneering developments of this ancient civilization. Modern architectural designs often incorporate elements inspired by Kemet's inspiring structures. This legacy is a testament to Africa's enduring impact on our world. The Western media's negative portrayal of Africa. Let's now address the three prevalent negative portrayals of Africa in Western media and examine their consequences. 1. Famine and poverty. One of the most persistent stereotypes is the depiction of Africa as a continent mired in famine and poverty. Images of malnourished children and barren landscapes dominate news coverage. While Africa has faced economic and political challenges, this portrayal oversimplifies its reality. Africa is not solely defined by adversity, it boasts a rich cultural heritage, diverse communities, and growing economic opportunities. Ignoring these aspects only perpetuates a one-sided view. 2. Conflict and instability. Western media often fixates on conflict and instability within African nations, from civil wars to insurgencies and terrorism. While these issues merit attention, they overshadow the efforts of African nations and individuals working tirelessly for peace and stability. Neglecting these stories diminishes the agency and resilience of African communities. 3. Primitive and backward. A recurring and dehumanizing portrayal labels African people and cultures as primitive and backward. Terms like tribal and primitive are casually used to describe African communities, perpetuating harmful stereotypes. This portrayal disregards the incredible diversity and complexity of African cultures and histories. The media's ethical responsibility. In light of these negative portrayals, it's reasonable to question the ethics of Western media. Shouldn't news organizations be held to higher standards of objectivity and fairness in their reporting? The portrayal of Africa in Western media isn't just a disservice to the continent, it's deeply troubling for those who cherish their African heritage. Africa is depicted as an abyss devoid of culture, history, tradition, or people, reinforced by the use of terms like dark that evoke fear and foreboding. These stereotypes have been weaponized for centuries to marginalize African communities. African nations, peoples, and lands are often portrayed as victims of relentless exploitation. This is exemplified by a recent US ex-president involved in a mining operation in Zaire, a country rich in resources. Yet, despite its wealth, Zaire remains one of the world's poorest nations. The exploitation of African resources is facilitated by neo-colonialist forces and global corporate entities. The media's impact and responsibility. Modern media, with its global reach, has an unparalleled ability to broadcast news and images instantaneously. Unfortunately, it often uses this power to perpetuate negative narratives about Africa: famine, warlords, epidemics, drought, and tribalism. This skewed image is not Africa's self-portrait but a result of media conditioning that monopolizes these images. Even descendants of Africa who lack cultural competence sometimes inadvertently contribute to this negative projection by aligning with media characterizations. This not only perpetuates stereotypes but also reinforces the media's denigration of Africa. Taking responsibility, how the media can do better. 1. Diversifying newsroom leadership. One key step toward more balanced reporting is to diversify newsroom leadership. Encouraging diversity in decision-making positions can lead to more nuanced and accurate portrayals of Africa. 2. Investing in local journalists. Supporting and investing in local African journalists allows for more authentic and in-depth reporting. These journalists have a deep understanding of their communities and can provide a more comprehensive view of African issues. 3. Balanced reporting initiatives. Media organizations should implement initiatives that promote balanced reporting on Africa. This includes dedicating space and airtime to positive stories, cultural features, and showcasing African success stories. 4. Fact-checking and contextual reporting. Media outlets must prioritize fact-checking and contextual reporting. Providing historical and social context when reporting on African issues can help dispel stereotypes and foster a more accurate understanding. 5. Collaboration, not exploitation. Media should shift from exploitative narratives to collaborative storytelling. Partnering with African media outlets and experts can help bridge gaps in understanding and promote fair representation. 6. Education and sensitization. Conducting internal training and sensitization programs for journalists and editors can raise awareness about biases and stereotypes, fostering a more responsible and ethical approach to reporting. 7. Engaging with African communities. Engaging with African communities, organizations, and leaders can provide valuable insights and foster a more inclusive dialogue in media coverage. 8. Listening to feedback. Media organizations should actively seek feedback from their audiences, including the African diaspora, and be willing to make corrections and improvements based on this feedback. 9. Ethical sponsorship. Media outlets should scrutinize the sources of their funding and sponsorship to ensure they are not inadvertently promoting biased narratives. 10. Long-term commitment. Achieving responsible reporting requires a long-term commitment from media organizations. It's not a one-time effort but an ongoing journey toward fair and accurate representation. By taking these steps, the media can fulfill its ethical responsibility to present a more balanced and respectful portrayal of Africa, dismantling harmful stereotypes and contributing to a more informed and empathetic global community. Conclusion: a call for balanced representation. In conclusion, Africa's story is far more nuanced and inspiring than what Western media often portrays. It's time to challenge these stereotypes and seek a more balanced representation of the continent. Africa is not defined by its challenges, it is defined by its resilience, innovation, and vibrant cultures. Western media must do its part to rectify this imbalance and present a truer picture of Africa to the world, one that recognizes its rich heritage, diverse communities, and its pivotal role in shaping the course of human history. And that wraps up the video for today. If you enjoyed watching it and found it informative, please make sure to subscribe to Inside.tv, leave a thumbs up, and spread the word by sharing it with your loved ones. Until the next time, see you in the next video.